All right. Good evening. Hello, everyone. Thank you for those joining us tonight. I'm sorry we got a little bit of a late start. This time I get to say it wasn't because of my internet. I have internet now. For those, Philly, I have not had internet in 3 weeks, so I've been missing, and it's been a nightmare for me who lives on my computer 12 hours a day to not have good internet. And I do a lot of shows. So I finally got good internet hardwired right into my desktop. So for those, this month I am starting the kickoff with last week I had on one of our graduates, Gabby from gonna do it wrong, Idaho. And this week we are jumping to Kentucky, right? You're in Kentucky. And I am with Jenny
Salyers.
Salyers. There we go. Okay, sorry. It's been a long time since I've said it. And Jenny graduated in 2018.
18. Yeah.
She was in Latifah's first animal communication diploma program. And we're catching up with you. So it's been 6 years.
Has it been
5 years?
4 years since I was actually at your house.
22. I'll just about 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so tell me, what have you been doing? What's going on with this? Because being in one of that first classes, it's
yes. Before I took the professional course with Latifah, I had started doing weekend workshops in 2014. And for anybody wondering, if it's instant, no, it was difficult. But Latifah told me that she saw hope, and I was like, I don't know. I was a basket case. So, but fast forward 4 years, and she came up with this professional course, and I'd been doing so many weekend workshops. Pretty much everyone I could get to, I would go to. And
these were Latifah's and other workshops with other people too.
Yeah. She would do weekend. I'm assuming she's still doing them, weekend workshops.
Oh, yeah.
And I would go to every one that I possibly could. So, but then she came up with this professional course, and I don't know how long the course is now. It was 9 months when I took it.
Yeah, it's condensed. It's all the same material, just shrunk into 4 months.
I don't know how she did that. So, and I don't know how she did it. I've told her repeatedly, I'm like, I don't know how you did it. I don't know how you did it. I don't know how you got so much information, but I've always said to me, it was like being shot out of a cannon. I had always heard things and animals and seen things and trees, and always had a really strong sixth sense. But it just, I didn't know anybody else could do it until I met Latifah. And I was like, you mean I'm not crazy? Here's these things. But I was working.
So how did you meet Latifah?
Through the weekend workshops.
Okay. All right. So
I actually heard of her through Bill Northern, who is a dowser. And I had taken some dowsing courses with pendulum and Y rods and L rods. And he mentioned her or something. And I looked her up and found her website, and saw the weekend workshops. And I was like, ooh, I'm in there, and signed up. And then she couldn't get rid of me. I just kept coming. And it was not pretty. It was not pretty. I had to dig deep and clear a lot of crap, and I didn't even know I had crap, I did. And, and I cleared it.
We all do.
You don't realize it,
Yeah.
and, but now, I work every day. I take Sundays off. I take that back. I I literally have to carve out the day to not. I have clients across the world, from Hawaii to Japan to Australia to anywhere. I do a lot of work with Olympic teams, the horses, 2 different Olympic barns. I do a lot of import of hunter jumpers. I talk to those horses, either when they've just arrived or they've been bought. I strictly follow the guidelines that Latifah set up, because it keeps you out of trouble.
Yeah.
So, and it's just been, I don't know, there's no way I would be doing this without the course. And I don't know, honestly, I don't know how she created it. I mean, her guides she must just channel the whole thing because it's insane. I mean, it's crazy. It's so much information.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, tell me a little how when you came out of school, like you said, it was a lot of overload, 9 months, and you came up for were you up here for about 4 days and
Yes,
worked
yeah.
one-on-one at the school,
That's such a
and
good time.
it was a great time. We did have some fun times.
Yes.
And you and I connected on a different level because
Yes,
you're
if you
very
can see
active in
behind
the
me,
thoroughbred world.
this is my dining room full of Keeneland,
Yeah.
thoroughbred prints.
Yeah. So, do any racehorses?
Not many.
Not many. Okay.
Only because that is an industry that I don't want to it's a great industry. I left it because, and my website says why I left it.
Mm.
Just basically when there's a lot of money involved, they're not going to go with what is best for the horse. And if the horse doesn't want to race, they don't want to hear it. If the horse is injured, sometimes they don't want to hear it. So I
don't know. We kind of feel strongly about our horses. So.
Yes, very. And I was an exercise rider, and I remember a time I went back to the barn and I told the trainer, this horse has got an issue here, here, and here. And he told me to get off and leave the barn. And they raced the horse the week after, and he broke down. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I think I'm done here. And I was. So, but then I was a farm manager on a breeding farm, and I started, that's when the ability really began to develop, and I just really couldn't stand,
You were ready for the next steps and
yes,
moving
I
forward.
voted with my feet. Yeah. At some point, I either had to go with the voices in my head or the paycheck, and I chose the voices in my head.
Yeah. So, how did you get involved with the jumping world? With you say you've got all over the world.
Yes.
I know your website do other things besides the animal communication as well.
No, just word of mouth for communication. I don't ride anymore. I miss riding. I pleasure ride. I mean, but only if somebody has a horse that won't kill me. I'm done with the 2-year-olds on the track. It's like, no, I don't do that anymore. So no, I do work for a private hunter jumper farm now, but I take care of a woman's retired hunter jumpers. So it's perfect for me.
Oh, okay.
So I have
the horses you communicate with, that part of
the majority are hunter jumpers, or eventers, a lot of 3-day eventers.
How did you branch into that?
Word of mouth.
Okay.
I was doing a woman's stalls, who is a human doctor, and she had sent one of her horses to Colorado with a college friend, and it wasn't going well, and I could hear the horse, and I was like, I wouldn't tell anybody. This was before the professional course. I was like, I wouldn't tell anybody. And I finally said to this woman, this doctor, I said, there's something I'm not telling you. I can hear her. And she was like, what do you mean? And I was like, I can hear her, and I didn't know if she would fire me on the spot or because she's a pediatric trauma specialist. I mean, this is a real doctor, and she was intrigued, and she encouraged me to do it more.
What was she saying?
Yeah. And so
what was she telling you?
Oh, it was not a good situation. And the horse came home like literally 2 weeks later. I said to my friend, I was like, this is not going to work. Somebody's going to die. Your mare is going to kill somebody because they're not letting the mare be who she is. And, mares are funny that way.
Yeah.
So that mare got to come home 2 weeks later and will never leave that barn again.
So. With all of this, how did you get into the Akashic Records?
It was sometime around 15 or 16.
You might have to explain what that is.
the
I don't
simplest.
know if I know what it is, but
Yes, Akashic Records.
yes,
The,
thank you.
the layman's version would be the record of all that is, past, present, and future. Everything, for everything. You could ask a rock, it's Akashic Records. You can ask a tree, you can ask your car, you can ask anything. You're connecting with the masters, teachers, and loved ones, as we call it in Akashic Records. And that's Arky's version of it. That's Akashic Record Consultants International. There's actually an instructor that lives in Midway, which is 10 minutes from Versailles, where I am.
Yeah.
And I found her, somebody said her name or something, and I looked it up, and I was like, oh my God, she's here. She's here. So I signed up for a level 1 course, and that was not pretty. I want everybody to know this is not a pretty process. You will deal with your demons, or anything that is blocking you. And so because I'm like a pit bull, I just grabbed on and I kept going to those classes until I started to break through there. And it was through the Akashic Records that I truly began to hear animals in a form that I could then assist others, because of it's all the same. You can call it what you want. It's the same energy. And at some point I asked my Akashic instructor, because it's very, they have a process, and you open and you close the records and you open them, and I said to her one day, I'm like, is it possible that the records are always open? Because mine they're never shut, ever. So they're not shut. So I can follow the formula that we're taught, but they never shut. So you're always connected. I'm always connected. So, but I
now, would that be a next stage that maybe all the training that you're still doing will someday help that control? Or
as in opening and shutting the records, or
yeah.
I don't want them shut.
Oh, okay.
I walk around with a big old beam coming out of my head.
Okay.
And I also just trust. I'm not worried about possession or evil spirits. I am protected. My guides, which are actually within me. I've also gone on past the records and done a lot of studying on the law of one, multidimensionality. I've studied quantum physics now, because there are actual explanations for these abilities in physics, theoretical and quantum physics. So, and I became intrigued. How am I doing this? And so I looked into, and then you get into multidimensionality and all sorts of stuff that I'm not quite brainy enough to understand the, nuts and bolts, but it's astounding what you see when you really get into it. So I had a horse the other day show me inside his own brain. I can only call it the all that is. He took me in and he was like, here's eternity, and I was like, I told his owner, I was like, oh, your horse just showed me, So most of the people that I do sessions for are already curious about this. The ones that are really open, like that woman, her horse has no limit on the information. If you're open to it, it's limitless.
Okay. So, as an owner handler kind of a thing.
Yes. Yeah. If you're open to what I'm saying for the horse or dog or guppy, then, I've done fish.
Okay, I was just about to ask what some of the weirder or less common that you've done, because I know Latifah's got some.
I was surprised. I mean, I had to apologize to him. I was like, sorry guys, I'm talking to the fish collective now, so it's just if the client is open, you will get more information.
Yeah.
So, and that horse just threw the brakes off. He was like, here we go. And this is a particular woman who I'm hoping to encourage to take Latifah's course. I do have clients that I actively encourage because they're ready.
Yeah.
They're open to it. So
she just started. So we just started this round. What when you have contacts and people who are calling, I kind of asked Latifah the same thing. What when you get these words of mouth, obviously people are seeking you out. So they're already looking for you to do this. What has this done for your world? What has this done for you?
It's just blown it wide open. It's beautiful because I get to, as I call it, walk in that energy. It used to wear me out physically, and I can always hear Latifah in my mind, drink water, he was right. I make sure that I'm not hungry or thirsty or anything, but because you can't be distracted. You can't, but I'm also now able to go from 100 miles an hour to 0 like that. I can just, and be there. So it is instant now. That takes practice. I mean, I'd love to say it's magic, but it's not. I've learned, because I'm not a good meditator. I'm not nothing like that. I do try to meditate some. I still use the guided meditations that Latifah uses in her classes. So that's because they're very calming and I'm used to them now. So, but for me, it's a whole world of possibilities. I never dreamed I'd be actually doing this professionally or as for a living. So
yeah, it's leaving something. So, and early when right before we got on, you were mentioning you were out on a combine.
No, I was behind one.
Behind one. Oh, I'm like, wait a minute.
The funny thing is, before I left the farm I was working on, I thought, wouldn't it be funny if I got behind a combine? Well, I shouldn't have thought that because I created it. Apparently, there it is, and you can't pass.
No, you can't.
It's a 6-lane road.
I'm like, the whole road.
I'm like, I don't even drive fast on this road. The one time I need to get home, because I left the farm at like 5:05. I was like, oh dear.
Yeah.
It's 6 miles away. How long could it take?
Well, I know. And I'm looking out your window going, look how light it is there. It's dark here.
Yeah, no, and the time changes this weekend, so it's not helping my really horrible Mac camera. Gosh. I will set up my webcam this weekend, but
it's not too bad.
It's not, but it would look like yours if I'd gotten it hooked up, but it has to go through all the permissions and I haven't had time.
Yeah. No. So, well, what do you think is happening next for you? Where are you wanting to go with this?
My end game, my plan, my intent is I'm 51. I admit it hurts to get out of bed every morning. I have a lot of old injuries, and eventually when my body tells me you're done, I will go full-time animal communication. And I could actually do it now, but I also depend on the energy from the horses. And it saved my life once. And I was very ill back in 95, and I was ill for 2.5 months, and I would go into the barn I worked at a big commercial thoroughbred farm and wrap my arms around they put me in a barn with 4 mares because they knew I wasn't doing well. And I would just wrap my arms around their neck and they would breathe on me and I could feel their energy. It literally kept me alive.
Wow.
Like I had a fever of 105 for 2.5 months.
Oh my gosh.
We still don't know what it was.
Wow.
Still don't know. But the horses saved my life. I depend on their energy. So if I'm not physically in a barn surrounded by horses for more than a week or two, my body downgrades. So, that's
you need that. Sounds like in the past you were one.
I'm almost certain. Because there have been times when I was taking my dowsing courses with Bill Northern, I told him one day, I was like, I can't tell the difference in my mind and theirs. There's no stop. What is that? And he didn't really have any answers. He said, I don't know, darling, in that Virginia accent, and I was like, well, it's really weird. I'm like, there's no difference in their brain and mine. We're the same.
So, and you had a deep connection with them.
Yes. and they saved my life. So,
Mhm.
but I've always, from the time I was born, from the time I could, say horse, it was horse, 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 so yeah,
I do. I'm the exact same way.
yeah,
I can't get enough.
it's
Can't
you're
read
just
enough.
born that way. There's just no,
Yeah.
and luckily in communication, I get to do a lot of horses.
Yeah.
So I have 3 tomorrow.
3 tomorrow. And do you have a lot of local, or is tomorrow a phone day or a Zoom
Uh,
day?
well, COVID, obviously, I graduated in 18. I got my website up and running in like February of 19. And, I was very shy about it. Not, I mean, it was,
You still are. You need to your Facebook page and need to
oh,
be on
well, my Facebook
Instagram.
page, for what animals know, says, if you read my post, it says, hi, I'm never on Facebook.
I know it does.
Please go to my website. And people do, because I have the printouts from Wix, I
Yeah,
know who's been where. So, and they do, because Facebook, you open it and you lose an hour.
you
And
do. Yeah,
and
I don't.
and I can feel my energy change when I'm
Yeah,
on it. And same with TV. If I'm watching TV, sometimes I'll just hit the power button. I'm like, I'm done,
done. Yeah.
So it's better to go to my website. So,
Yeah.
but COVID hit,
All
of
right.
course.
Go to the website. Hold on. I'm going to do that right now.
Yes, what animals know. Which it was Latifah that told me about her web designer, who's just been brilliant. She is brilliant. This woman that created my site. She had done Latifah's site as well, and she put it together. I wrote everything, but she put it together. I just gave her the pictures, what I wrote, and she
I was
made.
gonna say your pictures are really good.
A friend of mine's a professional photographer.
That helps.
Yes, yes. He
Who is the little rat terrier looking dog?
That is his dog. That's his dog, and on the gift certificate page, that's his wife.
Oh,
Uh,
really? She
yeah,
looks,
they
yeah.
came, and that the dog with the blue eyes playing with the little dog is my dog, Violet.
Okay.
She's outside right now going, "Why haven't I eaten?" And I'm like, "Hold on,
Oh,
Vi."
I'm sorry,
Um,
Violet. All right.
so yeah,
I'm
and the
sorry.
horses are mine. All the horses on that site are mine.
They are.
Yeah, they've all passed. They've all crossed. They've
Oh,
all
okay.
mine. Yeah.
How
So
many did you have?
2 at a time, Decker and Slater, and the mare that I'm kissing and the
Yep.
header page
Yep.
is Lost the Code. She's the dam of Squirtle Squirt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you would know that name, yeah.
I do. I
Yes,
know both of those names
yes,
well.
that is Lost the Code.
Yeah.
She was found abandoned in a field, and when Decker passed
Squirtle
away, I
Squirt.
needed a
God, I
buddy.
don't think about that one much.
Yeah, she was 23
Yeah.
and couldn't get in the foal anymore, and so they abandoned her.
Yeah.
So, and I was just looking for an older horse with 4 legs that needed a home, and somebody knew about her, told me about her, you know,
There she is.
and yeah, there we are. I'm going to turn my light on here. Maybe it'll
Yep.
help. It helps a little.
Yeah. So, well, what would you pass on to any of the two? We've got a new class that just started, and we have a graduate. What any advice for them?
Hang on for the ride. When you're studying this and you're in it, it suddenly feels like everybody's an animal communicator.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go out in the rest of the world and you realize, no, they still think you're weird, So I mean, the process has changed. It changes every time I do it. What I started from was a really good foundation. My current method, if you want to call it, is I ask for pictures, especially of horses, the day before, so that I can introduce myself. And then I didn't realize what I was doing, but it's a form of channeling. I didn't call it channeling, but indeed that is what I'm doing. And I will have a full conversation and I write it down.
Hmm.
And then when I call the client, I'm ready. I've already spoken to the animal. And I'm you don't want to use the word confident, but there's no way I could come up with this stuff. So in a pinch, I've been known to just take a picture of what I've written and send it to somebody, and just trust that it's correct. You do learn to trust yourself.
Yeah.
It's imperative. But you also you begin to realize that there's no way you came up with this, and with me, it's not necessarily words. I have to translate the feelings, and I smell things, I hear things, I see videos, it's everything. And when I'm doing a session, I have to warn people that I may talk over top of them if their animal is saying something, because as Latifah told us, it is amazingly fast.
So
And
it comes at you
I
quick.
don't usually like to tell the animal to slow down. I just blurt out whatever they said. I'm like, bleh, it grows, it changes. The information you get will expand 100 times over. How you start is not how you will end. It's just, the more you trust, the more you practice,
Yeah.
the stronger it gets. And then you realize one day that you're never not connected. It is always there.
Always there. Yeah.
Yes. So, and I'm not a meditator. I don't sit down and go, I suck at that, so I don't find it, because a lot of people are like, I can't slow my mind down. And I'm like, neither can I, but I'm connected, and you learn that connection and you trust it, and it is always with you. So that's why I can walk into a barn and somebody say, what is my horse saying right now? And I'll say, well, I'll tell you what they want to tell you. Is that what you want to know? Or are you open to hearing everything? And so I was doing barns, full barns before COVID. Currently I'm being asked to hold some clinics,
Oh, that's nice.
in other states and Hawaii. I would like to go to Hawaii. So
Yeah.
So I hope to start doing that soon. But I can't, again, even to my clients, I'm like, take this class.
Take the class.
I don't know how I would have gotten here without it.
Yeah.
Because the concepts, I didn't have any of that. I just knew I could hear things, and kind of ignored them sometimes.
Yeah. Latifah's always said, anybody has the ability. It's whether you're open to it or not.
I don't do a session where I don't tell people, you can do this. Yeah. This is not magic. This is a matter of focus and learning. And my guides are not external. I mean, they are up here. I'm always pointing up here. I do see 4 of them, but they are a part of me. So, the information, I mean, they assist me, but they are a part of me. So, sometimes I don't externalize them, unless that helps somebody understand. I'll say my guides or, but it's all the same energy. So
how do your animals take it?
How do what?
How do your animals handle it?
They don't like to be around during a session.
Yeah.
They don't. When I go to start a session, if Violet, my dog, is near me, she will ask to leave the room, the house. She will want to go outside because the energy around me completely changes. She's sometimes it depends on what I'm talking to if she'll stay.
Oh, okay.
So, but she is not. She doesn't really want to be in the room, and because I always tend to do it in the same place in my house, there are no horses near me when I'm doing it, or I've run out to my truck if I'm in a barn to write something down, because when I look at a picture, information automatically downloads. It is instant. So I need to have a pen and paper or something quickly
yourself.
Yes. So I try not to look at pictures that people have sent me until I'm somewhere stationary.
Yeah.
Because I may forget, because it's such a download of information. So I didn't start that way. To anybody that's with Latifah currently or wondering about this, that did not start that way. It's not at all, but it's how it is now because I trust it.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining me. It's nice to catch up
I
with
know.
some because and that you're doing it. I mean, you
Yes,
are fulfilling it and you are living the dream you wanted to.
I
So,
when Latifah used to say it took her 4 years, to hear anything, that's what always helped keep me going. Because she's so prolific, and I thought, well, if she didn't hear anything for 4 years, then oh yeah, I must be okay. And now it's amazing. There's
yeah.
no shortage of work. Let's put it that way. If anybody's wondering if they can make a living doing this, there's no shortage. And if you have some successful client interactions, they tell other people.
Yeah. Yeah. That's yep, word of mouth is the best
And
friends.
if Latifah ever sees this, when she would laugh when I would tell her I would never do people.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Hi. People are showing up now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she told me also was, "No,
Yeah.
I'm never gonna do people." And then one year she came back and I was like, "You're doing people." And she's like, "Yep, can we
Because
practice?"
they're there.
I'm like, "Not on me, you can't practice. Let's go to
They-
my parents' house. You can practice on them."
it's people that have crossed that I'm seeing.
Yeah, that's what she said this time.
Yes. And I didn't, I just had a session last week where a departed son, their dog has cancer, and he had died in an auto accident, and he had some messages and it was getting through, and he hijacked the whole thing.
Wow.
So, yeah, he was pointing to objects in the house. I mean, he was like, and I told the woman, I was like, I'm trying to shut the door, but he keeps putting a toe in there. I can't, we got to hear this, and the dog had actually set it up. I mean,
Hmm.
they had agreed.
Wow. So, and was she okay hearing
She
this?
needed to hear it.
She needed to hear it.
Ironically, when the son had first passed away, and Latifah would remember this, the information they had hired her to talk to the son. The information he gave me was verbatim what he gave 3 years ago that Latifah had said, and that's where I got goosebumps because it's good to hear that somebody else heard what I heard, but that the information was the same because the mother was blaming herself, and you know
Wow. So she needed to hear it again.
again, yes, and he was not. It was going to be heard, and he was like, "I don't care if you don't do people."
Huh. So that's interesting that she reached out to you though after
It was
having.
for the dog. The reason she reached out for me for the dog is that their
Oh.
dog had gotten lost a week after the son had died in the auto accident. They called Latifah. Latifah said, "I don't do lost animals," referred them to me. I
Oh.
searched, I found the dog. And so, because I had such a close connection with the dog, they called me again to talk to the dog. And the son was like, he was right there.
Oh,
I
wow.
was like, I guess we're doing this.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, wow. And
So the
that's
next time I
crazy.
talk to Latifah, I'm going to be like, yeah, you laughed at me and you were right. They're everywhere.
Yeah. So
They're
is that
everywhere.
you're doing for lost dogs right now? You
I
said?
only search if Latifah, because I don't know if I'd mentioned it to you, searching is very hard on my body.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't quite gotten it to the point where, like, communication used to knock me for a loop. And now I'm fine.
Hmm.
But the searching really downgrades my physical I mean, it hurts me. So, but as it took off, I was doing 4 a day, and you can't do that.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I search with a map and a pendulum, and I can't describe it. It's different than communication.
Hmm.
It's a different process, and it began to affect my communication ability.
Okay. So it's out because they're frightened, they're scared,
Yes, there's so much.
they're
The humans are just,
flight.
and then, I mean, I've also have had dogs tell me, if you find me, I will kill you. Not threatening me, but like they don't want to be found. They got out of an abusive situation. They got, the people were searching for them for the wrong reasons.
Hmm.
You know, they don't want to be found. And I had one dog. Sometimes I'll introduce myself to an animal, and they'll, if it's a dog, they'll be like, roar. And I'm like, backing up, you know? So it's it's interesting.
It's
I'll
interesting.
do
I
that.
know. I hear that.
And I will search, but only for like if Latifah recommends somebody, you know, and even then I can only do it once, you
Yeah.
know. But I mean, I was successful. I mean, I certainly found a lot of animals, and that's great. But the physical toll is, I mean, it's big. And
Yeah.
like I would start to get a sore throat the minute I would finish. You know, I would get literally flu-like symptoms,
Wow.
you know, for hours. And I was like, I have to stop. And I texted Latifah one day. I was like, I can't do this. So once in a great while, she had a cat that got lost recently for somebody, and I tracked that cat. You know, he had indeed gone where they thought he hadn't, and then I felt when he got home. So I forgot to text her though. I was like, "Oh, a cat got home." She called me later, or texted me later. Cat got home. I was like, "I know," because once I'm on their energy, I can feel it forever. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
but I try not to do much of that. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll thank you for joining. I don't know where else to go from there. So, but it was been.
I would encourage
I'm still
everybody
staring out your window, going, "Oh man, it's
do what? Oh, out my window. Yes, it's my neighbors, and my dog is out there barking, going, "Why haven't I eaten?"
oh, she's ready." So, tell her Mom was busy,
She
not
knew.
hearing what she
She
thought.
knew, but she also knew it wasn't a session.
Oh, so she's like,
So, you know, I didn't, you know, level everything out. You know,
yeah.
you know. Oh, and if anybody's wondering, I have particular crystals that I do um, use currently. My clear quartz and my smoky quartz are powering me through. I don't know why that changes. I have lots of different crystals here, and whichever one I'm told I need, I go get. But right now, that smoky quartz, I don't even remember what its properties are supposed to be, but the clear quartz can be quite brutal, so and extremely powerful. So, and the smoky quartz is all that and does something else, but it helps me. And the crystals will actually call to you if you need that one that time. They will
Yeah.
tell you. So
I don't know anything about that. That's a
You
whole
and
other topic.
there was a whole thing on crystals in the professional course, and it was, as Latifah said, she's like, I'm only mentioning a few. You know, it's like
Wow.
there's so much information out there, but you know, here in Versailles, there's actually a crystal shop. So of all the, like right in Versailles, Kentucky, you know, there's a woman that actually has a crystal shop, and she's brilliant, and that's where I get all my stuff from.
Yeah. Do you go to the one here?
The one that's in New Hampshire.
We had one near us.
I don't think I did. No, I don't think
Okay.
I would have stayed up there for. I didn't ever left your house. You know,
I know.
we were having a good time.
We were having a good time. Yeah, that was a fun night.
I was like, favorite people. Oh no, you know. Oh, and the horse that you sent me the picture of.
Criminal. Yep.
Yes, he's astounding. And
Yeah,
I just want you to know that I immediately tuned into him, and he just felt like he was safe.
Yeah.
So, and that's before I'd read your website that you make sure they're safe. He already knew.
He knew.
He was really really calm and relieved, and knew he was safe. He was smiling. I was like,
he was. Well, that's good. We've yet to meet him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He knew he was safe. Somebody told him something.
Bobby is we love Bobby's.
Oh, Barnett.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I know him. He would remember me as the Fifi's pony girl.
The Fifi's pony girl.
Yes, yes.
I'm going to ask him about that. We'll be in Kentucky probably soon to come, because they'll be shipping up from Louisiana when Churchill opens.
Yeah, so well, his barn, the pony barn, is very close to his barn at Churchill.
Yeah, I know. He's right over the ice machine.
Yeah, the ice machine. I'd see his.
I rode for Bobby for 10 years.
Yeah, no, I was on Churchill for like, here's his barn and here's the pony barn. So but Monty ponies for him, not Fifi. So, but
Right.
he would remember. Just tell him the really thin girl.
All right.
He'll remember me. I was there
What
for
years
6
were you
years.
there?
I was there from 02 to 08.
Okay. I was there 98 to
Oh no,
2000
09.
2006.
I
So I was in Bobby's barn all the time. So you
Oh my
and
God,
I,
you would have. I was there.
yeah, I know.
I was
We must have crossed and didn't even know. So
No, my end of the pony barn was closest to gate 5 to the guard shack.
oh my,
So,
you know how many times I sat at that guard shack trying to pick up rides?
oh my God, they're classic there. I just like, I'm sure we've got a lot of the same stories. I'm like, but it's such a broken road, but it all led me to this.
Yeah. It led me to where I am too. So,
Yeah. You
and
look
I'm
back
headed
and
back.
hindsight's 2020. You think, oh well, if that hadn't happened, then
Yeah. So wow, we probably crossed paths
we
quite a
probably
few
did. I was
times.
there. I mean, I was there. So,
I used to bring JJ out all the time.
oh my God, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure we know the same people.
Yeah.
And when I was with the ponies, I was always the last one there because I did up all 16 legs every night.
Oh wow.
It's how I learned to
Yeah.
do legs and stuff. It's how so I haven't even mentioned the healing ability. I do have a healing ability. It's a little freaky. The thoroughbred farm that I managed got wind of it, and that's when I said I left, because I can't.
Yeah.
They wanted it, to make things better for things they had caused, and I was like, I can't. It doesn't work that way. I can't. No, So I left. I don't understand.
That's all right. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you're where you're
Yes.
supposed to be, and that's what's important.
Yes, but
So,
it grows and evolves and changes, and where I started is, a great start. And I will fall all over myself praising Latifah because I wouldn't be here
yeah.
if it weren't for her.
That's awesome.
I mean, she remembers the beginning with me. It was pretty bad. Like I couldn't even shut my eyes in class. I had to put a bandana over my eyes because I was just too
nervous.
Not even nervous. I had a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
And I asked her one day, as I asked Bill Northern, I said, is this trauma from past life any chance? Because some of the things that would come into my mind were not this lifetime. And it turns out, yes, there was so much trauma.
Yeah.
And I had to let it go, before I could finally, like participate in class and shut my eyes and not, feel like somebody was going to behead me from behind past lifetime,
Interesting.
So,
Very.
There was a lot.
It sounds like we have another session to do.
Yeah. Well, like,
we gotta get the class. I want to get the class back. We're gonna do that. But for this evening, we're gonna wrap up so that our viewers are good. And I appreciate you coming on, and we're gonna hang out for just a minute because I got a question for you about one of my guys.
I will sit right here.
But anybody interested, please, we've got 2 phenomenal animal communicators now that are available and taking sessions and past lives also. So, because I don't think Latifah does that. So,
it's everywhere. It's all the same energy. So it's just a matter of where you turn your focus.
Yeah. So I got background, but all right. Well, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Have a great night, everyone. And we will have some other guests coming on over the next couple weeks. Have a good night.